Hello and welcome to the Josh and Tyler Show, the home of movie news, the home of Tyler, with two F's for fucking fantastic. Oops, we just blew the YouTube algorithm. Featuring Josh and his many rants. And look, the chills and the references, too. The Red Turtle and Sleepaway Camp. You can't get away from those, folks. And join us for words, longs, intros, with Josh constantly cutting off Tyler. What's that, Tyler? When he's trying to talk. Coming right up now, only on YouTube. The Josh and Tyler Show, coming soon. Episode 61, trailers. I was trying to do my best epic trailer guy voice.
When have I ever talked about the Red Turtle on this channel, man?
I trying to remember if it was Wind Rises or if it was the Red Turtle. There was some movie.
It was neither. It was when Marnie was there. And
Well-
maybe if he interrupted me less, you would know that.
I knew it was one movie. I wrote The Wind Rises, and I said the Red Turtle.
I have the posters for both, thanks to you, so that's probably why.
I knew where to get posters for a little while, so.
And I did order the When Marnie Was There poster as a birthday present for myself, now that I finally fucking found one.
Did you come, like, recently, or when did you get that?
No, I ordered it on eBay last night.
Nice. So if you haven't seen the episode of posters we'd hang on the wall, is Red Turtle in there? I forget.
No, but Marnie was. And fun little fact,
yeah.
since we're on the subject of movie posters, I am
Yes.
starting a new segment on my channel that I like to call Poster Notes, where in a Bob Ross fashion, I discuss what makes the movie posters I own a work of art in and of itself, or compare and contrast to ones that I have versus ones that I would desperately like.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. I mean, I have a few posters. I've really downsized my poster collection still, but I did vote on the YouTube poll because I think Poster Notes is a clever.
I did. Like I couldn't
I was
tell.
one of three.
I knew you voted on one of them. I couldn't tell. Well, that the title poll has gotten 6 votes.
Oh, that's good. See, my question is, how does the algorithm work? So you have.
I don't think anybody knows.
You have
that.
1,000 subscribers, and you get maybe 100 views on a video. Or you could get 900.
Oh, I
like-
get less than that.
But like, it could be 100. It could be 900. It could be 10. It could be 30. Like, how does this work? Like, are they not clicking the bell and notification thing? I'm guessing. Like, or is
The
it
fact
just
that you even
casual?
need to click the notification bell should really tell you how fucking desperate
I mean,
YouTube
like,
is.
we're a little vulgar on this channel, specifically me. But on your channel, you're really clean.
Okay,
and, like,
well, first of
you're
all-
advertising it. You don't have any copyrighted things there, so like, they should be like promote
Okay,
that.
ask my parents and my grandparents. I'm not clean in my videos. The fact that my grandparents are my biggest fans and they still watch after how many times I say fucking shit and all those things,
Not as much
shows,
as I do.
That really shows how dedicated they are.
Well, you know, you make the grandparent version. Just censor yourself.
That's never going to happen.
No, I just don't get it how it works. Like, if you look at my 3 of the Best channel, like, I have videos with, like, 90 views, and then I have one with 21,000. I don't know how it's working. I get 500 views a day, and I don't know why.
Dude, nobody knows how that works. And look, like, there was 2017 to 2018 where I was posting at least 1 or 2 per
Yeah.
week. It never was that steady. It never made sense. Everybody always says, like, you got to be super consistent
Yeah.
with your posting, your productivity. And, you know, that absolutely is true. But it's more true for you as a creator, for you to just become better and improve upon what you struggle with and just expand upon what you were already good at. And that stuff is true. But at the same time, like, the algorithm is a steaming pile of bullshit.
I mean, well, talking about tech setups, this is episode 2 with the mics. I got my tech setup just ready to go. So normally we can just do episode after episode. So we are upping the tech. We just need to upgrade the camera, which there's one over there, which we'll probably end up using eventually. Got to get some P2 cards for it, but
Is it just me, or are my videos getting like more and more grainy?
I don't know. I mean, you're using the iPad, but like the iPad does 1080, so you're fine. Like I don't get it. It's all
I go
good.
back and forth from like the iPad to my laptop because the cool thing about filming on my laptop is I can edit within a split second, but it's not the greatest picture quality, and the aspect ratio bars are like 4:3 ish as opposed to. I mean, the iPad doesn't have an aspect ratio, so
what do you record into on your laptop, like Zoom or something?
No, there's a microphone built in, but again,
okay.
it's not as great as the plug-in for my iPad.
Well, I mean, I like what you're doing with your reviews. Your Skinamarink, you're doing atmospheric reviews, so it's not like you're saying exactly what it is. You're giving the person a feel for the movie while giving your thoughts. I think that's really clever. Because you did one. What was the one you did? Because we saw Infinity Pool together. We didn't quite know how to review it, and your Infinity Pool review I thought really captured the film, and I was like, that's a cool way to do it. Like that's not me. I'm just like
That is one of my proudest accomplishments. The blood dripping onto the counter.
Yeah.
That was actually this neon red hot sauce that I had in my fridge, and I just sat there and I'm like, you know what? That'd be perfect. And I did get Final Cut Pro as like a pre-trial thing where I am gonna buy it eventually because I want to do those 360 moves. I want to have the text that disappears the second you move into it. Because like with Knock at the Cabin, I shoved in Ultraman but made it look like he was behind the window, which was actually a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, the whole atmospheric thing, I want to say it kind of started with Chris Stuckman had that video where he reviewed A Ghost Story, and he had like the color muted, the aspect ratio fit that home movie-esque look. And I thought that was really cool. And then you have people like there's that one guy, Patrick H. Willems, who his video essays are kind of short films in and of itself. I don't know if you've ever seen any of his
I've been
stuff.
watching a lot of Red Letter Media because they shredded a whole bunch of copies of that one VHS and it amused me greatly.
That sounds about right. But
yeah,
I
I
just
seen William or whatever his name is.
And plus, I kind of had to do it out of necessity in 2018 because I had like such a bad cough that I had bloodshot in my eye, could barely finish a sentence, and I just didn't look good on camera. So the black and white fixed things, and because I was doing things in a silent era fashion where there were title cards to fill in the gaps, I could mime out stuff. Like with Mary Poppins Returns, I got to like do dance numbers and got to like really show off my emotions, and it was fun.
Did we ever, when we did the top 10 musical numbers, did we do our own singing and dancing in between? I forget. I feel like we did. But I don't know.
I did love my own musical intros where I just stood behind a background, and then clever you, just amped it up by shoving in like whatever scenarios you could. Like you did Cruella de Vil while you were reaching to grab a drink in the fridge, and I just sat there and I went, damn it.
Well, your reviews have got very creative, and they're very good. If you haven't seen the Skinamarink review or the Infinity Pool or the Knock at the Cabin review, they're getting very creative. Your silent review was Chaplin back, right? You did a Charlie Chaplin or one of the silent things. It was like City Lights or something?
It was for Modern Times,
yes.
His very last one. And, I mean, Modern Times is a really good movie.
Yeah, solid stuff.
Like, when they played it in Joker for that one scene where he sneaks into the movie theater, and plus the Jimmy Durante song Smile, Charlie Chaplin wrote the composition for that. And it was, I want to say it was Nat King Cole that put in lyrics for that
I couldn't
composition.
tell you. I know the song.
Because I know Nat King Cole sang it before Jimmy Durante. Durante just made it a lot more popular.
Fair enough. Well, I've never seen the trailer for Modern Times. Is it any good?
I don't know about the trailer for
Never
Modern
seen the
Times, but
trailer.
like Modern Times itself as a movie, like super good.
Yeah.
Like anyone who has doubts about silent movies, like start with Modern Times, because ironically, it was Chaplin's final silent movie, and he ended up doing a few talkies that, they didn't really catch on.
I mean, I think Chaplin and Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks, they were all sort of lost in that time, really, which is a shame. I mean, thank you to Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks for founding United Artists because they made Bond, really. They picked up Bond in the first place. So.
And in fact, like one of the, before A Quiet Place, I tried to look for modern silent films, and that's where I found The Red Turtle.
Oh, yeah.
This one really good Ukraine sign language crime thriller called The Tribe.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that one.
That is a damn good movie. Like, just watching it. I
still haven't watched it.
Just watching it, don't talk throughout it, and as soon as the movie's over and someone says, hey, what's up? Yo. Like, that's the feeling it gives.
Man, my hair is on point today. But today we're talking about trailers. That's my segue. I had a shower. My hair looks dope. I brushed it. Your beard looks impressive, by the way.
Oh,
very good
you.
beard. It's growing. I like the length. It's got that good like Allen Taylor Tool Time vibe going on there. And
I'm a big fan of having it short up here and just letting it grow out down here. I don't know why. It sticks with me.
I was setting up the tech this morning for a show, and I'm just like improvising, and I'm like, okay, checking the mic, and I'm like, bitch, look at my stove. I started laughing at myself. It's like the dumbest blooper. I recorded it, so I'm definitely gonna like put it up there. Cause
See,
it's, like,
this
the
is
dumbest
why
thing I've
this
ever
is why
said.
we do our intros like this, just so we can improvise and warm up and feel glad that we don't have any script for any of these episodes.
Well, my script is like vague notes, and I'm like, I got the year and the movie and the number, and then H for honorable mention. I highlighted the different colors, so
yeah, see, for me, I'm just gonna describe the trailer like step by step and what I like about it.
Well, I actually, when we got the trailers here, all of my trailers are pretty much 1980 plus. None of them are from the 50s, 60s, or 40s because those were bad trailers. They literally spoil the entire movie. For 90% of those films, they're like, Mary Pickford is so and so, or they're like, Jimmy Stewart goes to Washington to fight the law. But will his opinion matter? And then they're like, and then they all applaud. He wins, and you're like, well, thanks for spoiling the movie. Go fucking Spider-Man on me here. I guess Amazing Spider-Man 2, where they're like, the Rhino's in it, Paul Giamatti, for like 10 seconds. Like, I think that we did do our worst trailers. I have a feeling that was probably the worst trailer we did.
I don't actually remember half of the ones we did. I know I talked about Wild Hogs because that one.
Yeah.
I swear they had like one day to edit that trailer just based on the fact that it starts off with no narrator and then halfway through they just completely switch around.
I think I might have put Soylent Green in there because I know that Soylent Green is people.
I don't remember you doing that actually.
I feel like
you
that was
might
the easy pick, and I didn't go with the easy pick. Do you have any honorable mentions for trailers that are
Not
amazing?
really, because I've stayed away from trailers so often lately. I mean, you're talking to a guy who, whenever there's a movie I'm super amped up for, I close my eyes and listen.
Yeah.
Because, like the Blade Runner 2049 trailer, just listening to it, it sounded so fast-paced and more of an action movie, and I just sat there and went, okay, Denis Villeneuve is directing this. I know for a fact that what I'm listening to is not going to be the movie. And sure enough, it wasn't. And it was great.
Question. Since I programmed trailers at The Princess for so long, how annoyed were you at me for playing the trailers you wanted to see? You want to see the movie, but not the trailers.
Honestly, I didn't pay attention to that one specifically.
Okay.
There were no trailers that really annoyed me all that much.
Oh, my goodness. Most annoying trailer of all time, 80 for Brady. I don't care.
Okay, I'll give you that one. But that's mostly because...
Book Club 2. Have you seen that thing? I went to the movies. I saw Cocaine Bear, and they thought to advertise that over John Wick. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not going to go see 80 for frickin' Brady or Book Club. I want to see John Wick with Donnie Yen being like, I'm the bad guy, and then they fight, and then they got cool visuals. It's like, that's what I want. Cocaine Bear, like, I got the new trailer for what is that new movie from Seth Rogen? He wrote it or produced it or something. Anyway, some weird, obscure, like, dark movie. My brain is blanking. I'll remember when I come back to it. I do have some honorable mention stuff. Did you have any honorable mentions?
No.
My honorable mention would be The Force Awakens. Let me tell you, I was pumped for that movie. It's in honorable mentions because that movie's crap. I know people are going to defend it and stuff, but it's just A New Hope. But, like, when I'm sitting in theaters and I'm watching this and we see all these visuals and it's, like, actual effects, and then we get to hear the swell of John Williams music, which always works for me, and then all of a sudden it's like, Chewie, we're home. Like, I lost it. I was like, oh, crap, Star Wars is back. Well, it wasn't really, but that's a good trailer. Also throw out Expendables 2. Okay, here's the thing. I liked Expendables. You got Stallone, you got Schwarzenegger, but then, like, I say Expendables 2 specifically because you had all these people, but then all of a sudden, like, Chuck Norris walks out at the end of the trailer, and that was pretty dope, and I'll take that. I will also, Mad Max Fury Road. Great trailer. When I saw that in theaters, like, the scope, the scale, like, mind-blowingly good on the big screen. Great movie, too. And I got two more honorable mentions. Team America. When I saw that trailer as a kid, it blew my mind that puppets could do that. And I thought for that reason, and like the Solomon Laden references, and like, I grew up in an American household and stuff.
I just love that it had an entire list of people who were going to be so pissed off when they see the movie.
It's just a good trailer. It's really funny. And then Deadpool, like that trailer blew my mind where he's sitting on the bridge like, X gon' give it to you. And I was like, that's a fun trailer. Like, what is this? I've never seen that. Like, I like Deadpool. Deadpool 2 less. But like Deadpool is a fun movie. I enjoyed it. That was a Valentine's Day date. But those are my honorable mentions. Those aren't on your list, are they?
None,
None?
actually.
Oh wow. I think we both have the same number one, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Seriously, I think so.
I don't know. Like, I picked some very small scale trailers that were more dramatic and atmospheric and just showed you the interactions and what to really expect from the cast.
Quiet Place is coming up, folks. No, just kidding.
No, you're not kidding.
I'm not kidding.
No.
I'm right. Okay. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions because I came up with a few more to mention. But we're only doing 6 because the 10 format, we were doing that, and that's a long show. I think 6 works better, honestly, and 5 was too few. So number 6, Tyler, what is it?
Well, I didn't put any of these in any numerical order for whatever
okay.
reason. Mainly just because it doesn't make that huge a difference to me. So I'm just going to get the obvious one out of the way and go with the A Quiet Place teaser because it's the one trailer out of this entire franchise where there actually is no legitimate talking whatsoever. It starts off with this really good 360 pan. We get the daughter, Millicent Simmons, for the first time. And when she wakes up and like jolts out of her body just to look around, you know that there's this sense of danger, but you're not entirely sure why. And they don't give away the fact right away that that you're supposed to go through this world as quietly as possible. Like you see them walking on the pathway of sand that masks their feet, but you're not entirely sure why they're doing that. You have the Monopoly thing where they're rolling dice on like felt. And of course, the fish that they're eating right off of their plates, and when I say plates, I mean like pieces of leaf lettuce that they probably don't eat because they're kids, they still don't eat their vegetables, but like the second they knock over the lantern, it sets on fire, so they have to make noise. And John Krasinski just looks up, signs to the family, and I just sat there and went, oh shit, like you're actually going to tell this movie in sign language. And then, of course, they do that thing in the horror trailers where they take a slow peek behind the counter. And then the rest of it is really just a montage of them running, hiding, struggling not to make a sound. And you're just sitting there going, okay, there are creatures who hunt by sound. How much of this movie is going to play out silently? How much of it is going to play through sign language? It raises a lot more questions than answers. And for a horror trailer, that's something you desperately need.
Does it not end with the shot of Emily? Is it Emily Blunt?
It does end
in the
with
bathtub
the shot
or whatever, with the baby thing or whatever.
Oh,
That's a scary shot. That terrified me when I saw it. I was like,
it's even more terrifying like when it plays out in the movie, man. Like when she finally screams, like I can't watch that with my eyes open. Like I close the second she just lets it all out because that's the first sound you hear out of her throughout the entire movie, and that's maybe like I want to say that was an hour in, and like the full-length trailer up until the last 30 seconds does the same thing where there's the theatrical music, there's the montage of other actors, and it plays it silent, but then you get a whisper of Emily Blunt going, who are we if we can't protect them? We have to protect them. And I just sat there and like,
scene, right?
No, that's when they're in the bunker. And,
the bunker. Okay, yeah.
When they realize that it is soundproof and they can actually like unload for the first time. And you know, that scene in the movie, it is cathartic because the parents finally have the chance to just let loose about the regrets they have and what they can do moving forward. And it is a great scene, but I remember with my eyes closed as I was sitting in that theater being really pissed off that they were going to talk a little bit, but then I did see the movie. First half hour, no talking whatsoever, and then they introduce the loopholes that come with it, and those loopholes gratefully actually make a hell of a lot of sense. And with the spin-off that's coming out next year, I'm kind of wondering how they're going to expand upon that.
Wait, who are they spinning off? Which character?
So it's called A Quiet Place Day One, and I guess it's centering on other people either in the town or in the world. Because
like the island from number 2?
Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that Lupita Nyong'o, Alex Wolff from Pig.
Yeah. Hereditary.
It's directed by the guy who made Pig.
Oh, okay.
So already, like, I'm super excited. I like that they got a more artsy director, and you know they had an artsy director, Jeff Nichols, who made Midnight Special, Mud, and Take Shelter.
I love Midnight Special. I haven't seen that
but
in a while.
he took off to make some other science fiction project. But like Michael Sarnowski, who made Pig, just rewrote the script. He's directing it. it hopefully comes out next year because like they shuffled the release dates a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna
but-
find out. We saw Quiet Place Part 2 at the drive-in, right? Was that the day we went to drive-in during COVID or whatever?
Yeah, and that was
Yeah.
such a great day.
I
That was my
hated it.
first.
That was like the first movie back. I hated how the car lights kept turning on and off and on and off. Like,
I
killed
can't
me.
believe that none of those distractions pissed me off.
Yeah, no,
'cause
you get mad at like someone like being like.
I thought I was gonna be upset with the car radio being the stereo because my only frame of reference with drive-in theaters was seeing them on The Simpsons where they put the radio right next to.
Nah, my car's got pretty good sound. Well, the Mazda had pretty good sound. It is no
It
more.
did. It
The
did.
Mazda is gone. It was.
But when I
Bose.
found out that the movie was being broadcast on a private radio station, I
yeah,
just sat there and
yeah.
went, "That is so clever. I love that." We got to go back out like once spring
I
comes.
mean, I feel like that's the only way I'm gonna see Fast X because I just don't give a shit.
Oh, I don't give a shit either. But like, pick a good movie, man.
You know, it's bad when I ask my wife, "What movies you want to see this year?" She's like, "I want to see Dungeons and Dragons because it looks fun," you know. And she's like, "I like to see."
Wait,
John
your
Wick."
wife actually wants to see Dungeons
Yeah,
and Dragons.
and then I'm like, "What do you think about the Mario movie?" She's like, "Fuck no, I don't want to see the Mario movie. That looks like shit. Chris Pratt isn't Mario." And I was like, "Oh."
Look, Chris
You
Pratt
got an
can be
opinion.
Mario. They're just not letting
And then,
him.
and then I'm like, "Well, what about Fast X?" She's like, "No, I saw Fast 9 or whatever that was, and Han came back, and there was like, it didn't make a lot of sense, and it was boring." And she's like, "I don't want to see that." Ben looks at me, he's like, "I don't want to see that." I'm like, "You have fun."
I do feel gypped that we didn't see Nobody at the drive-in because that would
That would have been cool. Yeah,
That would have been amazing.
We were really trying to do that, but that just did not work out.
Yeah, the universe. If the universe does have a conscience, really hates us being together. for
Oh
some
my goodness,
reason.
yeah, they're like, "Tyler, come to work."
Yeah, that's what I get for one person not realizing she had another shift at her other job.
I don't know. I will go with my number 6. This is not going to surprise you at all. And at all. Rocky Balboa. Specifically, Balboa. Now, there's a lot of Rocky trailers out there. Like, Rocky 1, you got, like, the scrolling text. And Rocky 4 is a lot of fun. And Rocky 2. But I find, like, the first 5 Rocky trailers just recap everything Rocky has done. And you're like, huh. They go dun 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 dun, and it just scrolls Rocky across, and they show like random scenes, and he runs, and they got the music. But I think what really makes Rocky Balboa special is like it takes you through the entire movie without telling you it's taking through the entire movie. Have you seen Balboa?
No, but I mean, the common criticism / compliment people give about each Rocky movie is that it kind of replays the first one with slight differences.
I would say this one's a little different because he's older and he's looking for one last fight. It does
Which is
have
kind of-
similar, but I like the way it starts in the trail, and they're like, "It's not about how hard you can hit; it's about how hard you can get hit and keep going." And then he has like he's talking to his son, and then Polly's like, "Why do we do this?" He's like, "I got stuff in the basement," and then it like goes through, and then they give you the main plot of the movie, but they don't give away too much. They like, if this was to happen in real life, and they show you the CG fight between Layson, the Mayan, the Lion Dixon guy, Mason, and then they show you Rocky, and then his prime, and then he says, "I'll take this fight, but I won't be made fun of you, know." And then they show you like him about to go to the ring, but they never show you any of the fight, and they get you pumped, and they don't play that music until the very end when he's sitting in the locker room. And the best thing about this trailer is the first Rocky trailer only has like Paulie and Adrian and stuff and Apollo, but this trailer's got a clip of Adrian. This trailer's got Paulie. This has got Duke. You know, this has got a little bit of everything. It's got nostalgia, but it's showing you all the new stuff, and it does try to throw in that like dry humor that Stallone has. And he's like, I bet my back. Yeah, I know, I did that myself too. You know, and it really just, I think it's the best trailer in the whole Rocky franchise. Like, I don't really count Creed as Rocky. I consider that its own continuation because you kick Stallone outside. I don't know what y'all doing. I'm still going to see it. I mean, that's not going to stop me, but
I will give Creed free. I will give Creed free credit for like taking Rocky out of the picture just to not have a reliance.
okay, you could give him one scene where he goes to visit him. That's all I need.
You know
Just
what
give me
you know
one
what I
scene.
mean though. The
Yeah.
franchise couldn't start without him.
Yeah,
so the
but,
fact
like-
that it finally has its footing and finally has a competitor that's related strictly to Donnie.
Just
as
give me
opposed
one
to
scene though
Rocky.
where he needs to go ask advice, like where he talks to Mick or whatever. You know, like just
well,
give me
the
one
way
scene.
the way they treated him, Stallone, I'm not even entirely sure why I would want that. Why would he want that?
I don't know. I just want that in the movie. But I go Balboa because like it's emotional. It highlights like all the best parts. I have notes here. You get to see like all the best lines from the movie and stuff, and it really gets you hyped for Rocky. Like when I saw the trailer for Creed, this is about the hype I felt, but I was like, I want Stallone. I like Michael B. Jordan. I like Fruitvale Station. He's cool. He was fine in Fantastic Four or Fan Four Stick, whatever. Not his fault the movie's crap. That's a bad director. Bad script and all studio interference. But I like that trailer. That I feel is the best Rocky trailer in the entire Rocky canon. So
Yeah, that makes total sense. And the way
Yeah.
you describe it, again, is leaving, like, telling you exactly what you already expect,
Mhm.
you know for a fact is going to happen, but not showing you itself.
no, never shows
Something
up.
that Batman v Superman could have stood to understand.
Do you please?
I know for a fact that we put Batman v Superman on our worst trailer
But
list.
here's the thing: as much as I will bash the DCU and say that Justice League was crap, and Wonder Woman had a bad third act, and Man of Steel, he's super invincible. I like Batman v Superman. I like the extended cut. I think there's some good stuff there. I like Ben Affleck's Batman. I like the Superman. I think it works in that contest. I just think Zack Snyder needs to fuck off and not make DC movies. But that's my opinion, and the internet can go wild and everything. But those movies don't make a whole lot of sense. If there's a better director in the chair, that could have been an even better movie. And I like the Suicide Squad, so come at me, bros. I like the one. I like them both. I like them.
Based on the algorithm bullshit that we were talking about, I don't think we really have anything to worry about.
No. And fuck you. I like Ultraman. Just saying.
Sorry we didn't like it for the exact reasons that everybody wanted us to, but
They haven't clearly listened to our podcast. I mean, how much I talk about shitty movies all the time, like I enjoy them because they're bad. Like I
Sorry-
even gave a Cocaine Bear a positive review because I had fun with the third act. Like we were talking about this.
Look, pardon me for saying that just because it's intentionally cheesy doesn't mean it's intentionally good.
There's no plot. They just fight monsters, and that's what I wanted out of the movie. It's perfect. It's literally perfect.
Well, I wanted more fighting monsters as opposed to like government bureaucrat.
Oh, but the
meetings.
government bureaucrat, whatever. The woman with the skirt who said stupid things. She was great.
And was framed with having Ultraman literally go right up her dress. Do you remember that shot?
That was a choice. But like monsters, Ultraman, like sign me up. I like that movie. I mean, we liked it for different reasons than you, but that's okay. What do you got at your number 5? Number 5.
Well, I wouldn't be remiss if I didn't talk about a Disney trailer.
Okay, which one?
This is the one that I remember the most growing up because it wasn't telling you what the movie was going to be about. One of the things that made The Lion King so popular is that for its trailer,
That was a good trailer, yeah.
they just played the intro. They played Circle of Life, and they got everybody excited with how large the scale was, how bright and colorful the animation was, and just how epic the music was going to be. And then next year, they did the exact same thing with Pocahontas by putting out Colors of the Wind
Yeah.
as their trailer. And I remember loving watching every time I put in the Lion King cassette, the Pocahontas trailer / Colors of the Wind music video would go on. And I was just excited watching that as I was watching The Lion King. And that really just goes to show how good the animation department got, which I will say, even though Lion King is obviously a much better movie than Pocahontas, Pocahontas has insanely gorgeous colors, and not just because the song is called Colors of the Wind, but there is that one moment where Pocahontas, her skin color and her hair keeps changing as the wind keeps blowing in her hair and her face, and it's just such a gorgeous image to look at. And you feel the same way as John Smith is throughout the entire trailer, where you're confused as to what's really going on and what Pocahontas is trying to say to him, but you're on board because she's so welcoming. She's got a terrific singing voice.
I mean, I will give it to Pocahontas. They marketed that well because the movie itself is very hit or miss depending on the person. But that song, Colors of
Yeah.
the Wind, is the best of the film. So, why would you not advertise it?
It has the best cinematography. It has the best music. It has the scene transitions within that musical number are just insane. Like how it starts off with them swimming in a pond, and they kind of swim in a yin yang type of approach, and then it zooms out, and it's suddenly the eye of an eagle, and that eagle is resting on their arms that they just fling. And the metaphor about humanity's relationship with nature, how they need to coexist peacefully. I mean, Colors of the Wind is pretty preachy as a song just for that reason, but it's
a good song, though.
But it's good at hiding how preachy it is with the music, with the singing, with the animation. And then the music video breaks as soon as she's done singing, where it establishes the romance between John Smith, where he just goes, "I am John Smith. What is your name?"
Well, thoughts on
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas. Got the pleasure of at the Princess Cinema interviewing Chris Williams, who did additional animation on Pocahontas, and he's a super nice guy. So he also worked on The Lion King and stuff like this as additional animator and stuff. So he had a lot of insight on that, but he honestly doesn't remember most of it because it was all a blur, really. He remembers working on Brother Bear and stuff like that more than anything. So, but super nice guy. If you haven't seen Sea Beast, go watch it. Netflix, if you haven't been locked out of your password. Super cool movie. Oscar nominated. Just good times. Good times. Yeah, my parents had it. And
I
don't have
did
it
not
anymore.
see that joke coming, but
What? No, seriously. They said, you need to log into your IP address. And I was like, okay, fuck it. I'll use Crave. I'll pirate. I mean, I pirated Velma because I didn't want to support that. But
watching Velma under any circumstances is supporting it. That's why I don't. That's
had
why
to
I
know.
don't do it.
But the Lion King.
Seriously, you had to know why Weird Al has like a tuba thrown on his head the entire time.
That was Bandcamp Weird Al, but that was a different thing. But no, the Lion King trailer, as much as I've never been going to say I'm a big fan of the movie, but the animation and music is wonderful. Elton John is incredible. The voice acting is good. The story is just not for me, and that's okay. But that trailer where they just play the first few minutes, genius. Like, that's all you need. Like, they've been doing that forever. They did with the Beauty and the Beast. They just play a tale at a time with, like, some dancing and clips. They did that with Frozen, with Let It Go. I mean, like, they know what they're doing when it comes to marketing. And then you get to see all the best animation, the best song in the film, I would say. I mean, some people say Kumatada, but I think Circle of Life is probably the best track.
I'm more in the Be Prepared, Just Can't Wait to
fair
Be
enough.
King. I like those two songs interchangeably.
But, yeah, that trailer works.
Yeah, it's rare when I can say I enjoy a trailer just as much as the movie, but I mean, hell, that Colors of the Wind thing could have been a short film in and of itself, and it probably would have won the Oscar.
Yep, that would have been better as a short film.
Or as a Fantasia short.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Well, they made Fantasia 2000. Do you think they'll make, like, one in a couple of years, like another Fantasia?
I want to say yes, but they
cool.
tried that.
Okay.
Our best unmade movies, I put Fantasia 2006 on there.
Yeah.
Because there are so many shorts like Lorenzo, The Little Match Girl, which is such an emotional short. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
You were talking about this. I looked all this stuff up. I
made
remember
a Christmas.
this, yeah.
I made a Christmas video about it. It's like one of my highest ratings.
But I mean, like, I would like to see, like, if they did do another Fantasia, like a Sorcerer's Apprentice update with, like, Nicolas Cage, because he did that movie and it was pretty dumb and fun.
Fuck
But,
that. Look, I would love for there to be another Fantasia movie just to get back to their roots. Like, one of the things, look, Disney is losing a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
They're laying off thousands of employees. They are attacking their audiences half the time when they don't agree with the political
Fuck you, Turning
values.
Red.
I was going to say Proud Family with their
Haven't seen it.
fucking... Oh, don't waste your time.
I mean, like, everything I see from, like, the High School Musical show is awful. My wife was watching some of that. She couldn't even get to the first episode.
I didn't even bother with that
And
because
National Treasure?
it's such a dumb
You
idea.
freaking made National Treasure without Nicolas freaking Cage? What are you doing? No one wants to see a bunch of kids run around and be like, I'm going to find treasure. No, we want John Voight. We want Nicolas Cage. We want that guy who plays Ben. I don't even know what his name is. We want that girl, Claire, who's the blonde one, who is like the secret thing. We want that. We don't want some freaking kids running around. This ain't CSI Adolescent. We're not in a crib. We're like, hey, we made Muppet Babies for idiots. No. Give me some freaking Nicolas Cage going, I stole the Declaration of Independence. That's what I want. Anyway, back to your thing. Sorry, I had a rant.
You don't want strong, independent women, you sexist pig. Seriously, that's their defense for everything nowadays. Looking at you, She-Hulk.
I didn't watch it.
Don't. They fucked up Daredevil. They made Daredevil do the walk of shame
didn't watch
after
it.
he fucked her.
Why would anyone fuck anyone who listens to Megan Thee Stallion? If you listen to Megan Thee Stallion, question your life choices. You were probably listening to Bieber in 2006 and be like, this is the greatest thing ever. Get a life. Listen to some dope psych. That's where it's at. I don't even need to pull out the Fuzzy Duck to tell you Fuzzy Duck is the world's greatest band. But, like, I'm done. I'm done with the Disney thing. I don't even care about that new Emotions trailer. Like, it looks like frickin' Inside Out. I've seen that movie. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
I have tattoos of Disney characters on each
Wait,
arm.
you have a tattoo?
I showed you the damn tattoos.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I was doing the
The
export.
Kate Micucci one.
Yeah,
on
yeah, the
here.
DuckTales guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, modern Disney can still be good.
Oh my goodness, yes.
It can have diverse,
Bring
strong,
back
independent
Animaniacs.
women.
Bring back
But
Animaniacs.
it's got to be a good story.
Yeah.
You guys are not making good stories. The best stories that you guys are making, like DuckTales, Owl House, 2D animation for starters, because and Amphibia. A lot of people really like that show, Amphibia, which it wasn't for me.
Y'all can't
but,
see Gravity Falls. I like that show. I love
Gravity
it.
Falls.
That's
Seriously.
a great show.
Disney.
This is a Disney rant.
2D animation. It's still good. People still love it.
Yeah.
Still fucking make it.
But listen up, Disney. Y'all want to make some money? Y'all want to make some quick cash? Go to the vault. Go say to George Lucas, fuck you. I'm going to release the original Star Wars. Put it on Blu-ray for $100 with a special booklet. Put them individual so you have to pay $300 for the entire thing. You will literally be rich overnight. You'll have more pre-orders than you can. That's how you make the money. Also, I would pay $300 for Star Wars, so, I'd probably pay $150 if it was a super collector's edition with a statue. Not fucking kidding. You just give it to me.
I lost track of what the Fantasia 2000 IMAX poster cost, but I'm probably going to get that.
Ah, sweet. You find out on eBay?
No, movieposters.com had two that I really, one that I really wanted, which was the Thank You for Smoking poster where Aaron
I freaking love
Eckhart's...
Thank You for Smoking. I haven't thought about that movie in a while. That's a
It's
great film.
movie. And the poster...
It's funny and dark and mockumentary-ish, and Aaron Eckhart is excellent. It's probably his best role, besides Two-Face.
How much do you want to bet that nowadays, if that movie were made, it would be called Thank You for Not Getting Vaxxed or Thank You for Not Masking?
They would just call it Don't Look Up.
No, Don't Look Up is good. No. Thank You for Smoking is good. Look what you made me do.
I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to be the funny, the haha jokes.
Okay, is it my turn or yours? I'm pretty sure it's yours.
Number 5 for me. The year is 2005. You can't watch trailers online. You have to go to the movie theater. So you have to go find movies that are playing the trailer you want. So me and my friends, we're I don't know how old. We're doing our thing. We're middle school, And we're going to go to the theater because we have to see the Revenge of the Sith trailer because we love Star Wars, As a kid, you're fucking Star Wars, let's go, The first one I got was Attack of the Clones on VHS for my birthday, and I've seen all the other ones on TV, on the VHS. So we went to the theater. We saw the Chronicles of Narnia or some shitty movie. I think it might have been Flushed Away or one of those terrible animated things. But before the feature,
Flushed Away is all right.
yeah, but not as good as Shrek and all that stuff. But before the theater, the sound comes on. We would just sneak, our friends, we would just sneak into other theaters when the showtimes were starting to watch the Revenge of the Sith trailer. Because, we're watching it, and they're I'm turning to the dark side. I'm Anakin. Hey, be me, Anakin. And then all of a sudden, the moment we were waiting for, and this is why the trailer is excellent. This is why it's on my list. You're under arrest, Chancellor. It's treason. Then there was a cool freaking lightsaber fight, and we never seen Mace Windu fight before. Attack of the Clones, we only watched it as kids to see the Clone Wars at the end because we did not give a shit if Anakin got married or not. That's what we were after. So on the big screen, I don't know if it was 480 or 720 when they whipped out their lightsabers and they're fighting, and you see the volcano, and then they play the Star Wars theme. I'm yes! I am a kid and I don't care about quality content. I just want to see people beat each other with dildos that glow. It was freaking sweet. So that's why I'm going with Revenge of the Sith.
It's not a fucking dildo. These things are more like dildos than those.
Yeah, they do have stands.
Fuck you.
But when you're a kid, it was super freaking sweet to see it. It was so cool.
I remember seeing that trailer when my family went to see Robots. Which
whoa, I freaking love Robots.
Weird place to put the trailer, but I mean,
Man,
Robots was a Fox movie, and 20th Century still had Star Wars, so that did kind of make more sense.
Man, I freaking love Robots. I haven't seen that in years. It probably doesn't hold up, but I liked it then.
It does not.
Okay, because Robin Williams was in it, and he was really funny because I was super into Mork and Mindy at that phase.
I can't get that scene out of my head where he's completely going caca caca.
I mean,
I
can't remember that now. My memory is jogging that exists. But that's my number 5. A very passionate number 5. I'm usually this angry, folks. Don't worry.
Yes, he is.
What do you? I got my water here. What do you got at number 4? Number 4.
Number 4 is probably one of the more depressing and yet still kind of uplifting trailers for the small Nicole Kidman movie called Rabbit Hole.
Oh man, never heard of it.
It stars Nicole Kidman and Aaron Eckhart, actually,
Oh, nice.
as a married couple who are reeling from the loss of their 4-year-old boy who ran out on the streets chasing their dog. And, well, I'm sure you can guess what happened afterwards.
Marley and me this shit up.
Anyways, you can tell
Sad.
immediately within the first few seconds that they're a couple going through the loss of a child because it starts off with them at a support group listening to other parents who lost their kids and listening to their justifications as to why they feel as if, God had to take their child away from them. And of course, Kidman's just sitting there going, well, he's God. Like, it's not like he can't come up with a child of his own. And you can see Eckhart's face where he's just sitting there going, did you really have to say that? And so instantly you know what their loss is, why they're still in this state of mind, who's the more stable one in the relationship, judging by the fact that Aaron Eckhart is keeping his composure and Kidman is just unleashing every chance that she has, whether they're in public, or in private. Like, you see the arguments, you know for a fact what words they're going to say, and then it kicks into the more uplifting part of the trailer where they're starting to pick up the pieces and move on with their life. Kidman goes to her mother, who has also lost someone close, and just goes, did it ever go away? No. But at some point, it does become manageable. And part of what makes it uplifting is the song choice. So many people, when it comes to trailers, they just pick whatever sounds catchy and fits the mood. But this fits the story so well. It's from an alt rock band called Broken Bells, and it's this incredibly sad song called "The High Road." It's a really good one, and it kind of switches moods halfway through where you're kind of showing how Nicole Kidman is trying to get something more uplifting, how Aaron Eckhart is trying to look for a life outside of his wife, trying to find friends that he can communicate with so that he can find the right thing to say towards her. And then halfway through, we show Miles Teller out of nowhere in one of his first roles.
Like before the Spectacular Now and stuff like that?
Way before that.
Oh,
way before
okay.
way before like when he was the drunk buddy in 21 and Over.
Oh, I remember that movie. Or was it that?
I don't know what that
What's it like?
there was that Zac Efron,
I'm
Michael B.
thinking of the
Jordan
party
one.
movie. What is it like?
Not the found footage one.
No, the one where they have the party at the house and it's like something X.
Yeah, that's found footage.
Okay. My brain
That's
is
like
blanking on
Project.
that
That's
movie.
like Project X or
Project
something
X.
like that.
Yeah, that movie for some reason is called classic with the younger generation. Never got it. Never got the movie. It's fine. Nothing wrong with it.
I get why they wanted to make a found footage comedy, but like there are some things that just don't mesh.
You could do it, but not with this one.
But yeah, I like that this trailer knows for a fact that once it says, married couple dealing with the death of their kid, that you're instantly going to feel sad about it. You know which scenes are going to be more heartbreaking, like when they're arguing and they're questioning whether or not they can continue as a married couple because they both feel the responsibility for having lost that kid. And then the more upbeat moments where they know for a fact that they have to move forward one way or another with or without each other. And it's just, I like that it's predictable, but it doesn't hide that and just it lets you know right away. If you can handle the subject matter, if you want to see the two of them get better, this is the movie for you.
Don't watch Marriage Story. It gets worse.
Marriage
movie,
Story
though.
is
Good
a
movie.
good movie, but
But very tragic. Sort of like Beautiful Boy. Remember that came out? Tragic film. Or Ben is Back with Julia Roberts.
I can't
Sad
believe
film.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of prefer Beautiful Boy over Marriage Story.
You know what? I'll take that. I think Steve Carell is excellent in that role. But he's also really good in Dan in Real Life and Seeking a Friend at the End of the World.
Being at the grand premiere of Beautiful Boy was utterly insane. Like, Carell was there, Chalamet was there. It was just such a good vibe. And being in a theater of thousands of people crying all at once.
So fucking sad.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen that movie, but that's a solid pick. I'm going for like commercial trailers. You're going like super deep. You're pulling a Josh today. Look at you.
Hey, it was bound to happen at some point.
Hey, my number 4 is Skyfall. I love Skyfall. Let me tell you, first James Bond movie I ever saw in theaters. Saw it 4 times. Tyler, I'll talk while you do things. So I remember seeing this trailer, and like, I went to the library because, like, we discussed how I didn't have internet at home, And like we're watching, and I see the new Skyfall trailer because I had just like watched every Bond movie ever and parody and behind the scenes interview and all that stuff. And so this trailer comes on, and like I had seen Quantum of Solace, and I was like severely disappointed, but not mad. Like I've seen worse. I've seen a lot worse movies. And so I'm sitting there watching this trailer, and like, Bond walks in, like you see the train and the bridge, and he gets shots and falls off, and he walks in the frame in like this shadowy hallway, and then all of a sudden, like the action kicks in, and like, whoa, like Skyfall took it to a whole new level with its James Bond action here, and then like the moment I think that got me, and I don't know if it got you, but like when the subway train crashed through, when Silva was delivering his speech, he's like, "Oh, the government will crash down" or something. And he's running away. You see him on the island. They're firing shots, and they show you just like really brief glimpses of the island, and just the action and everything. And then you see in the courtroom, and she's like, "We do this for the safety of people." And then there's a few more explosion shots, and then it just dies down. And Silva, perfectly played by Javier Bardem, walks up, and he's like, "M was a naughty boy," or something, whatever he says. And I'm like,
Mommy was very naughty.
and I'm like, chills, bro. Like, give me that freaking movie now. I saw it 4 times. Like, I stand by Skyfall as one of the top 5, 6 James Bond movies ever. Like, I'll say that Goldfinger, Living Daylights, or License to Kill interchangeably. Man, Live and Let Die, GoldenEye, and then I'll take Skyfall over Casino Royale. Like, I love Casino Royale, don't get me wrong. But, like, Skyfall blew my mind. It's the first one I saw in theaters. It's the best trailer. Like, the Spectre trailer is fine, but he likes banging a widow. It's weird. I don't know. That's a lot. And, like, Dave Bautista is fine, but the best parts are in the trailer. But Skyfall, that is a dope trailer. Then when he goes home...
I don't know. That train fight wasn't in the trailer for Spectre, and that was easily the highlight
but then
for me.
also in the Skyfall trailer, you have the reveal of Blofeld. You're like, oh, crap! I love Blofeld. Like, that's the bad guy with the cat. And you see very little of him, and he goes home, and you see, like, the Aston Martin explode. That's, like, the saddest part of the movie, because you do not explode the Aston Martin. That car is a national treasure. You can kill M any day, but please do not blow up an Aston Martin. And you see, like, the visuals and the way it's shot, and it's like, it's such a vibe or a mood or whatever the kids say these days. I don't know. What do the kids say? I say it's good.
Fuck if I know.
I don't know. The kids are probably like hip hype ho. I don't know. I'm out of touch with any generation that's not 30. But Skyfall, first movie in theaters,
So ours.
great trailer. Yeah, pretty much. I'm only in touch with me. This makes sense.
Yeah, that's 2 of us.
But yeah, did you see the Skyfall trailer? What are your thoughts?
I know for a fact that I have seen it. I don't remember a ton other than that part where there's a little bit of mystery when Bond accidentally gets shot by his own partner, somehow survives that fall.
Take the shot!
And you get that cool silhouette of him showing up at M's house where he says, "I've been enjoying death." And of course, like you said, they do build up Silva as a terrific villain, mainly through the sex traffic victim that's kind of the Bond girl that he makes out with.
The really cool club, the visuals in that dragon club are dope, and he fights like an iguana or something. I don't know.
I just remember him like when he takes the shot and puts it over the scorpion. Like, that was pretty cool.
It's pretty dope. I mean, like, if you're gonna have Bond is back, especially you did Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace was slightly disappointing. Like, I'll still watch it, but then you like come back with Skyfall, you're like, oh shit, give me that movie. But the trailer is just really good. Like, the Quantum of Solace trailer is bad. The Casino Royale trailer is fine, but like this is the best trailer.
I wasn't sure if you were going to put this or No Time to Die, because No Time to Die has a pretty good trailer.
I like the trailer for No Time to Die, but you see the writing on the wall. No pun intended for James Bond fans. There.
I still like that Bond song. I don't care.
I do. I mean, the worst Bond song is
It's
For Your
better
Eyes
than... Who the fuck made the No Time to Die song?
There's just Billie Eilish. It's awful.
Fuck, yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I like the theme song all the way up to the end, but here's the thing. Billy, you got talent. You'll have this monotone. But
She does?
This is the thing. Billy.
Does
No
she
matter
seriously have talent?
Bond songs. Every Bond song. At the end of the song, you go, "There's just no time to die." You don't go, "Die." You go on a frickin' high note, Shirley Bassey this shit, and make me happy.
Simu Liu has more charisma than you. And he can't even open his eyes.
Billie Eilish is like a moldy potato. It's got like those green warts hopping out of it, and like you can eat it, but you shouldn't.
I gotta use that metaphor at some point.
Well, that's what I feel about some actors. They're like Melba toast. They're very dry, very crunchy.
But enough about Brie Larson.
Yeah, she's fine in Hoot. I'll take Hoot.
I was gonna say Room or.
Oh, Room's good. Yeah, Room's good.
She was all right in Kong Skull Island,
right.
but they didn't give her
Imagine
that much to
this.
do.
What if Brie Larson was in The Room and played the Michelle person?
Which one was Michelle?
The girl that Tommy and Greg are both in love with.
No, that's Lisa.
Lisa. Yeah, what if she was Lisa? Has someone like deepfaked this? Because I would love to see it where she's like,
Oh, someone please do that.
because I just want like Tommy Wiseau and Brie Larson. They're like, haha, Tommy, you can't watch, or whatever that little kid thing is. He's like, oh, but guys, it's a pillow fight.
I
sidetrack.
love that Denny was supposed to be handy capable, and there's literally no
Wait.
indication of that.
Is Denny the one who has cancer then?
No, Danny's the one who goes,
Oh.
I would just like to watch you guys.
Yeah, that's weird, man. Like, go get a life. There gotta be someone.
Again, like no indication that
throw
he's
a freaking football in a $200 rented tux. Oh, I can't watch that movie again. I'm good for life. What do you got at number 3?
Number 3.
We just went on a tangent. We're like, fuck, where are we going?
We've gone on a tangent with literally every selection in this.
That's true, but I've gone on more rants today than last episode. I was pretty calm last episode. It was a chill.
I
get
swear,
to know me
like
honest
maybe we ought to change our name of the show to something that like goes something like off kilter or off tangent or something like that.
We'll just name the show "Fuck" with 2 F's. Fuck with 2 F's. That's the name of the show. No other explanation. Is it about movies? Is this a telemarketer? Are they trying to say? Is this a channel where we just review things? No, it's just fuck with 2 F's. Deal with it.
That actually has a little bit of a ring to
shittiest
it.
movie show on YouTube. You'll have a blast.
Can you make an intro of that?
We'll get demonetized immediately. Not that we're monetized because we need like 100,000 views to make that happen. But yeah.
Well, you need 4,000 watch hours, which the rules for that keep changing. Like, I have the 1,000 subscribers, so I'm at least halfway there.
You know what? Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, go check out Tyler's channel now. Tyler F with 2 fucking fantastics. Oh, Bon Jovi's pretty crap. Anyway, moving on.
I don't even know. Look, I'm not doing this in any like particular order, so I'm just listing off
Yeah,
the
pick one.
trailers I
Do
like.
whatever's next.
My next one is the teaser trailer for Little Miss Sunshine, which is one of my all-time
Solid
favorite
pick.
movies. It is so good. Like everybody in that movie is just on point. It's insane. And also, minor tangent of mine, Little Miss Sunshine takes place in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston shows up as like the guy Greg Kinnear is desperately trying to sell a book to. And Hank is the patrol officer that stops their car in the middle of the desert.
You know what? Drugs, man. It's all about the drugs.
And porn in Little Miss Sunshine's case. But anyways.
Is that the one where like the kid does the dance number with the tutu thing?
Yes.
That's the trailer I'm thinking
and that
of?
I
That's
would
funny.
hands down call one of the greatest climaxes because it's just so damn funny. And like the best part is after the dance number and the one dad with the Canadian tuxedo just goes, yeah. Like my parents and I just lost our shit when we saw that. But
Fair,
the trailer starts off just so nonchalant where a family's just sitting down for dinner. They acknowledge the fact that Paul Dano, who right from the beginning of his career was born to play a psychopath,
100%.
taking his vow of silence and just writing down on his notebook that he hates everyone. And then it kicks off the actual plot where they get the message saying, your daughter just is eligible for Little Miss Sunshine. She screams. Everybody is so excited. And you can already tell that it's going to be a long trip because everyone's just sitting there going... And Greg Kinnear just has to sell how important but also challenging it is when he just goes, we're going to California.
Let's
And it starts
pack
off-
up and move to California.
And it starts off just being a bickering independent comedy where it is just nothing but sarcasm and insults, especially between Greg Kinnear and Steve Carell, because they go back and forth with each other so much. In between when Greg Kinnear and his dad, who was played excellently by Alan Arkin, he earned that Oscar
he's
fair
so
and
funny.
square.
He's so funny, but not in Inspector Clouseau.
I have not seen that. I haven't seen that
Don't.
one just because it's not Peter Sellers.
Don't.
So there's that about it.
It's so unfunny. It's ridiculous.
And like it gives you the best moments in the movie, but not the uncensored parts, because the best parts in the movie you can't show in a trailer.
No.
Like when Alan Arkin goes off on Paul Dano, it's just like, I want to give you some advice. Fuck a lot of women. Well, great. Can't wait to hear this from the guy who got kicked out from a nursing home. He was snorting heroin. You're snorting heroin? I'm old. That stuff will kill you. Yeah, I know. You're a fool to do that when you're young. Don't do it while you're young. Oh, I can't wait to hear the rest of this. Like, that is just such a great moment. And
They
just
got a lot
showing
back and forth.
bits and pieces of the interactions between this family really goes to show how technically supportive they are, but just how much they have to let off steam. Because, I mean, Greg Kinnear is trying to sell his self-help group and just preaching that towards everyone, making him the most punchable character in the movie. And I will say this, Greg Kinnear always plays annoying people. This is one of the rare times where it's actually warranted, because he does have a lot of humility to learn, but he also has to find the right moments in life to actually apply that self-help stuff. Like when someone in the family does die, and there's that decision of whether or not to move forward with the beauty pageant or to go home, he's just sitting there going, this person would want us to move forward. We're either winners or losers, and winners strive through it no matter what. And it's a great character moment. And then you get the more bittersweet events where, you know, Paul Dano is breaking down in the car, Steve Carell is running like crazy, and there's that emotional moment between granddaughter and grandfather where it's just like, Grandpa, am I pretty? You are the most beautiful girl in the whole world. Yeah, you're just saying that. No, I'm not. I'm madly in love with you. And it's not because of your brains or your personality. The guy who literally said, I still have Nazi bullets in my head, and then gives that moment. Like, that just shows the balance of tragedy and comedy that this movie has. And that's the great thing about Little Miss Sunshine. It knows how to be tragic, but make it somehow a happy ending at the exact same time.
Did Little Miss Sunshine director do Captain Fantastic with Viggo Mortensen?
I think the two of them, because it was a husband and wife duo,
Yeah.
I think.
'Cause
I
I
want to
remember
say
enjoying
that it was
film
them.
when it came out in like 07 or whatever that was.
Valerie and Clayton something. I don't
Yeah.
remember their last names.
Yeah.
They wrote that Ryan Gosling movie, Half Nelson, that kind of got his.
Nelson's a solid Canadian.
That got his career
Yeah.
up and going.
Solid stuff. Well, I am coming in with number 3 with The Muppets, 2011 to be specific.
There are so many trailers for that particular Muppets
Okay.
movie, so you're gonna have to be a little
For that particular
specific.
Muppet movie, I start off with they're like, we're putting the Muppets back together, and they show the theater and everything, and then they're like, they start off, they're like, we've got to get the gang back together, and then they go Kermie, Kermie, Kermie. But I think what really touches me about that is they start with like the Rainbow Connection, which works for me. And then they go into like putting all the Muppets back together, and they show where Gonzo is working at the plumbing factory, and Fozzie doing this, and everyone doing their thing. And then you see Kermit walking by with Pictures in My Head with a little clip of that song, which Pictures in My Head is a tragic song. And then like they do all this, and you see them go on stage, and they're knocking out Jack Black with a bowling ball, and it's really quirky and fun, and you get to see a little bit of Beaker going me for to the Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit. But then they're like, and don't worry, this movie is plenty of adventure. We'll travel by map, and they. And there's some really good humor in there, but I think what gets me, and I have to look at my notes here, specifically for this, is the nostalgia on this one. But this movie purposely captures everything the Muppet Show was, what the Muppets were, without the original voice actors. So the way they put this trailer together, you're like, I know that, I know that, I know this. This is new, this is funny. You see where the characters are, and some of the things you would expect, like Gonzo being in the plumbing business. I mean, if you watch the Muppet movie. Had a plumbing truck they had to trade in for 2 cars with a Studebaker to get another car so Sweetums could chase him to New York. And there's so many nods and so much love, and I really think it all goes to Jason Segel's kind, caring hand to drive the Muppets that way and writing it and probably directing a little bit And just the way the Muppets are handled and the way they're operated, it feels like classic Muppets. It's probably like I will say after Muppets from Space, I don't care. But then I'll take Muppets 2011, and I don't care about Most Wanted. I just don't care because it's not good. It's just the Great Muppet Caper mixed with Muppets Take Manhattan. That's it. So I mean, like this.
It's got a couple good songs though. I mean, we're doing a sequel in the interrogation song. They have their moments.
Great, but they move in their own movie by saying you'll have to wait till Tom Hanks makes Toy Story 4, and it's not as good as the first one. And then the interrogation song is clever, but I don't need an imposter Kermit. I don't need them to steal art. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like
it was a weird choice. I'll give you that.
I don't mind the gulag sequence, but just there's sequences I like, but they've done better in other movies. There are catchy songs, but this Muppets trailer captures everything great about the new Muppets, everything wonderful about the old Muppets, while bringing in new and old music. You get to see a little bit of Muppet Studios. We get introduced to Walter, and you get a little clip of "Life's a Happy Song," which is a really catchy song. It's just they have really good music written for the film, and Jason Segel just really, I think he had a big hand in making this movie take place, and I think he should have wrote the sequel, or they shouldn't have done it.
There were so many trailers for this exact Muppet movie, and like none of them really gave you the full gist of the story. Like the first one I saw was the one where they're running from the cops, and then it cuts to them in prison, where Wanda Sykes is the bail officer, just going, "Are you guys the Muppets?" And when they all say yes, Danny Trejo shows up and just goes, "Hey, I'm a Muppet." So there's that one. There's one that's more centered on Jason Segel and Amy Adams as the romantic couple, and I'm just sitting there going, "Why is there a full trailer on this? Like, we're gonna forget about them."
And they have Banner Muppet in there, and I think like Jim Parsons does a really good job as doing singing for Walter.
There's
and
also
we get a clip of that. That's funny. That's
there's
really
also this
funny.
one trailer that as soon as you mentioned this as your selection, this instantly popped up in my head. This movie came out the exact same year as The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and they kind of capitalized on that by making The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo had this weird like techno trailer that was mostly in black and white and kept like quick cutting.
Oh yeah,
and then the Muppets did one exactly like that, centered on Kermit and Piggy, and I just sat there and I went, "This is actually pretty cool."
Yeah,
and I mean, I prefer Girl with the Dragon Tattoo over the Muppet movie, as sadistic as that sounds.
I mean, I really like this movie. This movie like makes me cry. It's a beautiful masterpiece of filmmaking.
It's good. I like it.
When they do Mana Mana in the car, and they do Traveler Map, and when they do Pictures in My Head, and just there's so much life in the Muppets, and I'm just glad to see it again. And the one thing you need to do with Muppet is the Muppets always need to be the core of the film, and the Muppets need to populate the world. So wherever you go, there should be Muppets and people intertwined, even if they're not the main Muppets. And they do that really, really well. And Zach Galifianakis and Jack Black and all these guest stars are fantastic. And it really takes you back to the TV show, and it is full nostalgia while telling its own story based around that. And I think the trailer does a really good job of telling you what the movie is without telling you what the movie is.
That's valid.
So number 2. You're on number 2 now.
Yeah, and
next on the list.
I'm gonna do another Disney trailer.
Okay,
like, truth be told, I only had 5 selections because I forgot whether we did 5 or 6.
I think, yeah, I thought.
And I was debating whether or not to like just put Pocahontas over this or just put both of them in entirely. But when I saw this trailer in the theater, I actually cried with joy because I was so excited to check this out. What other Disney movie have I talked about on this channel so many times?
Oliver and Company.
No, that's
probably
you.
It's probably something with the people who make the music that you like, either Beauty and the Beast or something like that.
It's fucking Mary Poppins Returns.
That's the one. That's the one I'm
See, that's how long it's been since we've been in the same room.
Yeah, Mary Poppins Returns is a pretty cool movie.
And like, it started off the exact same way that you would expect any Disney sequel or Disney remake to do, where there are some references to the past. You see the Banks kids who are grown up and their lives have gotten a little more cynical, the son especially, but the daughter is trying to like keep everyone's head up high as best as they can. You know for a fact that Lin-Manuel, once he helps the little boy with the kite, that he's going to be the Dick Van Dyke substitute, and he does a reasonably good job with it. I mean, the one thing, he really doesn't do anything better than Dick Van Dyke other than the accent.
I mean, you probably could have got Dick Van Dyke. He was in the movie. He probably would have done the role, no questions asked.
And the truth be told, a lot of people think that his dance in the trailer and the movie is CGI.
No,
it's not.
That's him.
Like,
yeah,
What is he put in his Metamucil?
I don't know what he does, but I think the dancing keeps him young.
I've been
I
I've been doing cold showers every day for like the past month or so, and like even I'm not that energetic.
I mean, like I saw a clip of the Masked Singer. He was still singing and dancing a little bit at like 97. I was like, fuck, I don't want to be that good.
Whoa! Dick Van Dyke did the Masked Singer.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't watch the show, but like I saw the clip of him and I'm like, Dick Van Dyke.
Unfucking believable. But getting back
Tony Bennett,
getting back on track. The second that this trailer started showing like actual practical effects when it came to Mary Poppins actually being suspended in the sky as she comes down with the kite, as they transport from the bubble bath into this magical world, that it's an actual bath that has like a slide underneath. There's no water; it's just bubbles that they attach to it. But the second that they introduce that there's going to be a 2D animated world that they're going to interact with, just like in the first movie, I just sat there and went, holy shit. Like they're actually going back. They're going back to basics. And I don't know why I was surprised by this, but when it occurred to me that they were going to write their own songs as opposed to recycling the ones from the original, I just sat there and went, wait, they're going to do new songs? Wait, why am I surprised by this? It's a sequel, but like most people looked at Mary Poppins Returns and still do like it's a Disney remake. And I'm not going to pretend like I don't understand it.
Even though some of the same beats. I get
even
where
though it's one of
from.
even though it's one of my favorite movies, I will acknowledge that it does do the Force Awakens routine with the original movie like A New Hope.
But it has more heart than A New Hope.
And here's one of the reasons it's one of my favorite movies. As opposed to most Disney films where it capitalizes on the nostalgia, this one carved its own story. It had its own songs. And it feels the most like a classic Disney movie in the sense that there is 2D animation. There are song and dance numbers on real sets. Actors are doing their own stunts. It felt practical. It felt real. It doesn't feel digital in any capacity. Even when there are some obvious special effects, they're so imaginative. I mean, the entire town of London being sucked away into the sky with these magic balloons. Like, I haven't seen anything like that in a Disney movie since the original Winnie the Pooh.
Bedknobs and broomsticks.
I'm sacrilegious as it is.
I love that movie.
I'm not a fan of Bedknobs.
I really like Angela Lansbury as a national treasure.
Angela Lansbury and David Tomlinson were good in that, and they were definitely the shining aspect of it.
What about Cool World? Okay,
no. That's not even Disney, man.
Oh, you know the guy.
That's fucking Ralph Bakshi. But
what a strange film. They made a game out of it. I was playing that the other day.
But yeah, just showing not the nostalgia of the franchise, but the nostalgia of Disney as an art form. That was what made me smile. That was what made me cry with excitement. And then when I saw the actual movie itself, it did not disappoint whatsoever.
I like in that trailer, and I think we're thinking of the same trailer, where it starts with like the past and all the nannies blow away and she comes into the present. Is that the one we're thinking of? Or is that a different trailer?
That might have happened. I don't really remember. I just remember the Banks kids going through their stuff in the attic, looking at the kite going, we used to love to do this. And it just goes, well, that's all in the past.
I'm still trying to convince my mom to watch that movie.
I thought you did. I thought you...
She hasn't watched it yet. I bought it for her.
Oh, okay. You did tell me that part.
She has it. She just hasn't put it in. But she has watched UHF like 10 times this year. So, credit where credit's due. Well, that's
you have a very supportive mom. I'll give you that.
Yeah, UHF is where it's at, y'all. I did not put UHF on this list. I can tell you that much.
Well, I didn't even know there was a trailer for it.
It's really bad. It's awful.
It's like it makes it look like every other parody movie, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's like worse. They need to show some things. Coming to number 2. I don't know if this is on your list. Nicolas Cage and Mandy. Is this on your list?
I have. You know what? I forgot about the Mandy trailer.
Oh my goodness!
Seriousness.
This trailer is a beautiful pink-orange hellscape on Earth. We start off with Nicolas Cage and his wife, they're hanging out, and then all of a sudden this cult guy comes up, and you see the motorcycles, and he's talking about how she's the chosen one. They show her art, and then she's gone, and he's yelling at a tree, and then he has to go, and they show all the exciting action that's going to happen, and then this is why it's number 2. This is the greatest moment in trailer history, except for number 1. I will tell you that much. He's like lying on the ground. He's bloodied and beaten, and he just picks up a chainsaw. It's as long as a sword. It's like a giant sword saw, and all you see is face determined. Because everything else before that is cool visuals, cults, visuals, spiky bikers from hell, all sorts of crazy shit. And then he just it's his Mandy. And then he picks up the chainsaw, and they're like fighting with chainsaw like they're freaking swords. Every time this played at the cinema, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to check that trailer out. I freaking love this trailer. It tells you exactly what you're getting to. Like, look, his girl got kidnapped, and they're going to fight with chainsaws. That's all you really need to know. It's freaking sweet. It's a great trailer, especially with chainsaws. And like, then when you watch the movie and he like sets a guy on fire, chops off his head, lights a cigarette, and then stares at a gecko, you're like, yeah, go get that. Whatever you're smoking, you smoke it. Go kill those cultists. It's freaking sweet.
I will say that trailer, the way you bring the memories back to me, it kind of makes that portion of the movie out to be like the entire thing, when in reality, the first half of it is a pretty slow burn drama that has elements of psychedelic horror. And then the second half is like Sam Raimi on acid.
Well, it's really like the first 20 minutes where you get to know their relationship, and then she gets kidnapped, and the action starts, and he has to visit the friend, and then it's hunting.
Yeah, and the abduction and the home invasion goes on for a lot longer than you would expect, and for good reason.
Oh yeah, but this is super dope. Like, this is one of my favorite cult movies. Like, I almost chose Willy's Wonderland, but they didn't have chainsaws. And I almost chose Prisoner of the Ghostland, but they had balls, not chainsaws. Good trailer, but you know.
No, there's that about it. I mean, the only thing I remember about the Prisoner of the Ghostland trailer is that the
balls! That's what happens in the trailer.
The Nicolas Cage box quote of him saying that's the craziest thing he's ever done. And I'm just sitting there going, yeah, I don't know.
I like that trailer a lot because they give you the premise where they set it up, and they're like, if you do anything wrong, you'll explode, and then they show the ghost world, and you're like, that's cool. I don't know too much about it. And then he yells balls, and the trailer ends. But when they fight with chainsaws, it's like, yes, give me that. Fight with all the fucking chainsaws. God. They're spiky biker aliens from hell because reasons.
Those bikers were pretty awesome.
I don't even know. I don't even care where they came from. I'm just happy they're there. I'm just happy to be here, Tyler, on the Josh and Tyler show.
We've done our analysis on Color Out of Space and
that
Mandy.
was a great double feature. I'm gonna be honest. We need to do a double feature of the new. Have you seen the new one for Nicolas Cage? He's a vampire.
For Renfeld?
Yeah, it looks dumb.
I haven't seen the trailer for that.
I saw the trailer. I was like, at first I was like, I don't know. And then Nicolas Cage comes in. He's like, I am a vampire. And I'm like, sold.
That's the other reason I haven't seen the trailer. I'm like, Nicolas Cage's Dracula is something I have to walk into the theater and experience
in it for like
then
maybe
and then
5
only.
seconds. So they do a good job of not showing too much. I'll give them that.
Okay.
All you see is like a cane and him walk in, and then he shows his face, and then it cuts. So it's pretty good. Not showing the Dracula bit. He's like, I work for this boss, and I want to get out, and I have to find bodies. And you're like,
and I'm too stupid to just drag the coffin out into the sunset and just open it up.
Oh, maybe just don't give. And they phrase it around like a whole like bad relationship meeting. They're like, don't give him the power. Get out of it. You know, it's like a clever comedy construct.
Again, like just open the windows, open the doors.
I must
man.
have Mandy up here. Do I have Mandy? I want to know if I have Mandy. I hope I have Mandy. I feel like I own Mandy. I don't know. I know I have a copy somewhere. I know I don't know. I bought it at Walmart for like $5 from cheap bin because I like Mandy. But yeah, what do you got? You got one more. What do you got?
I have one more. And when you said best trailers, this was the first one that I thought of. Have you ever heard of a Meryl Streep movie called Doubt?
I have indeed.
So the trailer for this just shows off like how many great actors are in this movie and shows just how elevated their performances are. And it's such a simple story. Doubt stars Meryl Streep, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Amy Adams, and Viola Davis. All 4 of them got Oscar nominations for this movie, and for damn good reason. Just watching this trailer, you would say that it's Oscar worthy.
See, fun fact, I was doing interviews this week, and Doubt came up, so I actually watched it yesterday.
Oh, you've seen the whole thing? Okay.
Great film. Recommend. Fantastic film. Great cast. Philip Seymour Hoffman at his best.
So Meryl Streep is this nun that runs this church/school. It kind of works both ways. And she has to deal with 2 new people who are much more progressive in comparison towards her. You have Sister Mary, I want to say is her name, or Sister Agnes.
There's another sister.
One of those.
Yeah.
Amy Adams is this brand new nun who is so naive and innocent and always assumes the best in people. And Philip Seymour Hoffman as this priest who's technically not in charge of anything and yet still has more power than either of them because he's a priest as opposed to a nun, I guess. I don't know how the Catholic Church works, and this movie really does not make me want to, obviously.
I'll tell you a joke off camera because it's so dirty, but I heard the best joke.
Oh, that's fine by me. But in
so
any
funny.
case, when you hear a drama about the Catholic Church, there are subjects that instantly come to mind. And sure
Spotlight.
enough, that's exactly what happens. They say, oh, this Catholic school where only Italians and Irish kids go to.
Yeah, whatever
The
that
one-
movie is where Robert De Niro gets abused by a priest, or he's the priest and he does it. You know, whatever that one is.
That's Sleepers, isn't it?
Sleepers I enjoyed, but
Okay.
it was not something I want to watch again.
But yeah, the one black kid in this entire population of Italian and Irish American kids gets called in secret with the priest. And so the women instantly assume that something is up. They confront him about it, and the arguments go exactly as you would expect, except for one thing. The trailer makes it abundantly clear that Meryl Streep had it out for Philip Seymour Hoffman before this accusation even came up because of their differing views on how the church needs to adapt with the modern sensibility. Meryl Streep wants to keep it extremely by the book, by the Bible, but Hoffman acknowledges that some liberties do need to be taken in order to be universal and friendly, which of course Amy Adams gravitates towards. And the weirdest thing, not just because there is a legitimate mystery as to who's actually telling the truth, in comes Viola Davis, who legitimately flat out says, who gives a shit? And I'm just sitting there going, wait, what? Like, even for the 60s, that's a dumb thing to say. And then she gives a semi-understandable, like, not valid explanation, but an understandable one where, yeah, the one black kid in an Irish and Italian school, nobody likes him except for this one priest. And I'll take one person who likes him, even if it is fucked up, and I'm just sitting there going, yeah, the 60s were some really dark times.
That's a choice.
But what also makes this trailer so intense, not just the performances, I can't figure out what the trailer music is, but there's this like violin number that just amps up the drama and this as the screaming intensifies because it becomes incredibly clear that Meryl Streep, even if she is right, is overstepping her boundaries to pursue the truth. And with Philip Seymour Hoffman, all he really does is has to be super charismatic and charming towards other people and give a lot of explanations and philosophical beliefs that make sense, but you also acknowledge that it could just be a trick. The only person you know for a fact is 100% in on this is Amy Adams, who is listening to both of them and has to summon up this level of courage and bravery that she never had before. She has to confront people, things that she obviously was never trained to do because, you know, God is love, except for certain Bible passages, but that's just me.
You know, you got to give it to Amy Adams. Even as a nun, she looks good.
It's not her most, well, I got to be honest.
Looks good in everything. That's how Amy
I got to be
Adams
honest.
goes.
I found her hotter in Sharp Objects as opposed to this. And if you've seen Sharp Objects, you know that's
Fair enough. Fair enough. I've seen it.
Then you've seen what was on her body.
Yes, I have.
And yet somehow she still looked dynamite.
She could be a killer, and I'd be like, I'm okay with this.
I wonder if she's ever played a villain.
I don't know. I mean, I'd be down for that.
She's always the nice girl, and don't get me wrong, she's great as the
She's
nice
great
girl.
as Lois Lane. I like that. That's good. I mean,
She was
That's
good
good.
in it. Like the script didn't do her any favors.
the script didn't do nobody nothing.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, yeah.
They tried to make her like a step above
Yeah.
a damsel in distress, and then they make her a damsel in distress anyways.
Yeah, you know, choices.
Which, look, whatever. Damsels in distress need to happen, but like you can make them less annoying and
Okay.
less loud.
Here's the question. You've seen the Mario trailer. Do you think Peach is going to be the wokest fuck up person on the planet?
Yes. I mean, did you see her in the trailer?
I saw the
did more-
trailer once, and I tried to forget it.
She said more, did more than Mario and Luigi. And look, I get it. Princess Peach is one of the most obnoxious characters of all time. But here's the thing. Making her like the most useless, to being unrealistically useful still makes her obnoxious.
I think they're gonna put too much in that movie by trying to do Mario Kart with Mario. I think they should just stick to Mario World, where he has to rescue it through worlds.
Look, I've never been a Mario or Luigi guy.
Mario,
and look,
Mario,
it's
Mario,
obviously
Mario.
it's obviously going to be better than the John Leguizamo shit.
I don't know. That movie holds a special place in my heart.
A lot of movies hold a special place in your heart.
Pretty dumb.
Monkey.
I mean, just Dennis Hopper as Bowser is so stupid.
Wait, that was supposed to be Bowser?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
King Koopa, that thing.
Anyways, what's your number one? But yes, Princess Peach is
I
definitely...
can't believe you didn't have this. Logan. Logan is the greatest trailer of all time.
Is it the Johnny Cash one?
Yes,
or is
with
it...
her. That's a
It was-
great fucking
It was a
trailer.
great trailer. Don't get me wrong.
It tells you everything about the movie. While hitting on all the X-Men nostalgia, while introducing Daphne Keene, setting you up saying you have to take her. She's like you. You get to see Professor X. You get hurt. You get to see these characters at the end of their life. It's tragic and beautiful, and you cannot wait to see it because you see the action. You see the characters. You see Daphne Keene's cause, and you're like, it's mini freaking Wolverine. And like the way they compose the music in there, it's like perfectly put together. I watched that trailer this morning just because I made my list the other day.
See,
and I
truth
watched it
be-
this morning, and I still cried because it was beautiful. It's a beautiful trailer. It's a beautiful fucking trailer. I love Logan. It's the best X-Men movie.
I should have put that as an honorable mention.
so
But if I'm
good.
being completely honest, the other trailer where the song is Way Down We Go and there's more action towards it, that actually did get my blood pumping a lot
Okay.
more, and I actually was just
I
like
like that
yeah!
trailer too, yeah, but I really like her.
And also there's that line that Patrick Stewart has in the Way Down We Go version where he's just like, she's 11, I'm fucking 90, and I just sat there and went, damn,
But
Patrick,
we also get
damn.
clips of
damn
Shane,
Patrick.
and like that trailer just encompasses the entire movie without showing you a thing. And then you get the end shot of Wolverine rushing, which is actually in the end, and he has the claws and everything. You can see him, and you're like, shit's going down. This is R-rated. This
Yeah.
is fucking Wolverine. He's
The
gonna
shot-
rip out some throats, y'all.
The shot of Logan covered in blood and
So good.
holding fuck. Why do I not know X-23's real name? Like Laura.
Daphne Keene.
No, I know who Daphne
Yeah.
Keene is. I watched his Dark Materials.
Yeah, they got a new season out. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the other two seasons. Like I'm only into season 1 just
Fair enough.
because life. It got busy. What are
I
you
watched
gonna
all
do?
of season 1 and enjoyed it.
But yeah, it is obviously a great
So good.
example. And if I even bothered with honorable mentions, I probably would have put Fury Road up there just because I mean the bright orange, the insane amount of cars and explosions, and of course Nicholas Hoult giving the one line that everybody remembers in the movie. What a lovely day.
That's gonna be Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
We're thinking Logan.
I know. I said if I had any honorable
Oh,
mentions.
yeah. I was thinking that Elf was a pretty good trailer, regardless of what I think of the movie. Like, that's a solid trailer. I forgot to mention that one.
See, the closest thing I could think to a comedy trailer other than Little Miss Sunshine was Airplane, but I think that did give a little too
I think
much.
the trailer, if we're going comedies, I would say that Talladega Nights with the prayer sequence in the middle is hilarious. And you get to see Sacha Baron Cohen. Like, that's a funny movie. Like, I will never say that I love Will Ferrell,
You sound like a dog with peanut butter on the back of your mouth.
but I love Talladega Nights. That is a funny movie.
Oh, Talladega Nights is one of those movies that growing up, no matter what age, no matter what school I was in, it was always on TV and we
Yeah.
just had a blast.
I mean, I think people just
The
love it so much
unrated
it's better.
version is shit, and a
I
lot of the
haven't seen it.
and a lot of the gross out jokes serve no purpose whatsoever. Like John C. Riley in a purple speedo for no reason. There's an original sponsor for Fongs because the guy from 30 Rock is secretly wearing a Fong, and like that dinner sequence at Jean Girard's house. Like Ricky actually has conversations with the other gay guys there, and it doesn't work.
I just watched it on Netflix during college with a couple friends, and I thought this is great. That was my thought on it. And then the trailer is pretty funny.
It is for sure. I mean, the semi-pro trailer is funnier than the movie.
I mean, the Mystery Men trailer is pretty solid too.
I haven't seen that trailer.
It's
so.
like it's got mystery and then the spoon guy, and then it's fun. I like Mystery Men a lot. I think it's a weird comedy. I think the trailer's funnier than the movie itself, but I like the movie.
I only know the part where the invisible guy is not. Which such a standard.
mean,
it's such a standard joke, but those
there-
actors
yeah.
made it work.
There was one I didn't include because I don't know, it was a made-for-TV movie. Aqua Teen Hunger Force Plantasm. You ever see?
Imagine my surprise on that one.
But the trailer, they're like, space, the final frontier. It's like a full parody.
Dude, you
trailer.
bought that on 4K?
Of course I did. It comes with a poster.
Okay, I'll give you that
Like
one.
it comes with the poster. That's why I got the 4K. That's the difference. But that's a really funny trailer. When the Moon and Knights, we're back, and I'm like, yeah. And then the Turkatron from the future. But anyway, those are our lists. I really do like your list. You went indie today. I went mainstream. I like that. We switched perspectives here.
I don't really remember the last time you really made indie
Well, I would usually
choices
go
on
like
your list.
1916, like
Yeah, but
silent
that's
films
still
and stuff.
yeah, but that's still the studio system.
Yeah,
there
but
wasn't
I'm going
there
like
wasn't
old.
an indie.
I didn't go old today. All my stuff is fairly modern. There's trailers I saw in theaters. That's what I personally connected.
I know, but like there's so many
Oh, yeah.
blockbusters you like more than I do. I mean, I would never go to see Rambo: Last Blood in the theater, but you would,
Oh, so good.
and you did.
I saw it twice.
Shocker there.
Oh my goodness.
The only
like,
thing that's
a tragic story.
the only other shocking thing about that is that you didn't see it more than twice.
Well, I just bought the Blu-ray after that because money. I used to see movies a lot more, but now I only see them twice max, and then I buy the Blu-ray or whatever.
Yeah, I should have went to see Knock at the Cabin twice, but like I missed
You know
that
what? I
choice.
haven't seen it yet, so I'm down to go see it one day. Just plan a day.
Yeah, but like I'm waiting to see if the Princess is gonna pick it
yeah.
up because Landmark
They just
has
picked up
that.
a Man Called Otto, and I don't give a fuck. I've seen
I'm
I've seen Gran
confused.
Torino. I've seen frickin' Gran Torino. Get off my lawn. I have a dog. Cool. Great. Go make another movie about flying drunk. Wait, that's Denzel Washington. Anyway, Tyler, what's going on the Tyler channel? Tyler Wolff.
Well, as I said before, I'm starting up that new segment on my channel, Poster Notes, where
Post-it
you can
notes.
catch my review of this limited edition Matrix Reloaded that I got
Whoa.
from yours truly.
Oh
here.
yeah, that one's cool. Is that the shiny one?
Yes.
Ah, my goodness, that's a dope poster. You gotta wait and see. I'm not gonna say no more. You gotta look up the channel. There can be a link in the description. Check out 3 of the best, y'all. We got some good stuff. Dream in Black and White hit 21K because someone's watching it. So thank you to whoever that is. Reminder, quarter to midnight, all that good shit, you know. Also, coming next month. Blood Moon. Super pumped to show Blood Moon off. Blood Moon Shadows of Eden, episode 1. Our pseudo pilot. It's super dope. Check out next week's show. Tyler, what are we doing next week? What are we doing next week on the show?
We're going to be talking about our 6 favorite dishes from movies when it comes
Yes.
to just how delicious the food looks, the memories that it evokes in us, the way it impacts the characters, all that jazz.
The first time we'll ever probably talk about Ratatouille and the last.
Well, you will.
I mean, I don't know, it's in there. But thanks for joining us on the Josh and Tyler show. Y'all tell us in the comments what movies, trailers do you like? Maybe you're down for Mission Impossible. I almost included that one. Thanks for watching. Check out all our channels, all that good shit. And Tyler, say something awesome, but this time in stereo.
Mary Poppins Returns is still awesome.